Hello. Astrological psychosynthesis can be best understood as kind of modern growth psychology, a bit of depth psychology, using the archetypes within the birth chart and getting to know what we call, in psychosynthesis as subpersonalities or parts of ourselves. And this is just a bit of an attempt to give a quick understanding of my process of working with you and going through the kind of understandings of what a birth chart reading can entail, and then what goes on next within my 3-session series of psychosynthesis depth coaching to really understand that kind of process. So basically laying the field out for 4 sessions here of how I initially want to work with you, and based on your goals and what you would like to get into. My process, I'm going to switch over here, is based on the kind of mythological, archetypal subpersonalities within us. And what we say in the psychosynthesis world is that we're not just one personality, that we have an observer, a part of ourselves that is this divine spark that can orchestrate all the many parts within us. I like to say the word subpersonalities, but I also really, we can extend this further to what you're comfortable with. We can look at it through the lens of mythology, definitely within archetypes within us, but the biggest understanding, is that there are these pieces of strengths within us and these kind of heroes, heroines, if you will. So what I wrote here was the hero, the quiet one, the mom, the dad, the rebel, the compassionate one, etc., etc. There's the introverted piece of us, and there is the saint within us, and the do-gooder, the person that lacks boundaries, the person that has too many boundaries, etc., etc. An endless list of subpersonalities within us. At any one moment, these can be driving, the bus for us. Maybe we get into an argument with somebody and all of a sudden Zeus comes along and starts throwing lightning bolts. Or you're having a great Sunday fishing and the best dad ever comes out. Or that you find that on most periods within the month that you are very, very introverted, or you're an introverted all the time. But there's also a part of you that is extremely rebellious, and that's important. You're getting into arguments and contrarian viewpoints and standing your ground in various social media groups, etc., etc. What my astrological birth chart process is meant to do, I'll switch over here, is get to know these pieces within us at a very authentic level. So these aren't this is a conversation between myself and you and the birth chart, where I see what I see. I'm well trained in that kind of depth astrological psychosynthesis part of things, and we will be very intentional. We will identify these archetypes within. We can give them names, which can be helpful, but we don't want to start objectifying ourselves either. But we'll come up with a plan, and this plan will be that you understand yourself with these qualities. Through the lens of the birth chart, we can see which ones are going to be more full of vitality, capable to express themselves, where are the hang-ups, where are the limitations, and where are the needs. Because we can't fulfill the wants of these heroes, heroines within, but we can meet their needs. It's very important to. And what we want ultimately to do is get to understand those needs at a very deep level so that they can start to relate to each other, so that the rebel and the introverted one, or the person that lacks boundaries within you, maybe overly compassionate, that we can find the middle way, and we can find sensitive and realistic ways for you to step back from them as the observer and to start to allow and to start to work with, and do this in a way that is sensitive to your reality. And we can see this through timing sequences in the birth chart when the subpersonalities perhaps got created, and also what is red hot and raring to go at this moment in time, which astrology showcases so very well. So that's just a quick kind of an overview of my process. It's not designed to save the world at any level. It is meant to be an intentional, professional, and well observable way to really do depth psychology. There's a reason that I think I have my book here somewhere. I'll show you. One second. There's a reason that Carl Jung used astrology, astrological birth charts with pretty much all of his clients, and that's because it works. And there's a great book by actually Saffron Rossi and Kieran LeGrace that they're actually professors over at Pacifica Graduate School in California. This is Carl Jung on astrology, and it really gives a primary source of why he used it and that whole thing. This is the original diploma course book through the Hubers and their process of astrological psychology, astrological psychosynthesis. So I can't promise that this will radically change your world forever and ever. I do feel that based on 4 sessions coming in with me at that level and working with me intentionally, that we can make more headway, that you can pretty much do any that versus anywhere else. It can take years and years of expensive therapy and counseling and every other modality out there to try to make headway. My process is simply another way. It does what it does very well, and if we're able to have an adult-to-adult, heart-to-heart conversations, engaging this at what I call adult kind of progressive development model, then we're well underway to supporting you and to making those kind of inner worlds more real and more capable for you, so that you can pull off the vocational needs that you need, the family relationship needs, the fun leisure time, once we can understand these archetypes within us and start to kind of work with them and allow them to have their airtime but not take over. So I hope that explains a little bit more of my process and what's possible within a birth chart. If you have any questions, please reach out, and I'm happy to answer them so that you can make an informed decision. Take care.